Okay, so let's have a look at the 2015 ratio question for CJ PLC and have a look at the first adjustment. So it says the opening stock if the rate of stock turnover is 12 based on the average stock. So once again, your ratio, we're going to have two ratios, or break this ratio up into two parts. First part is going to be the stock ratio is equal to the cost of sales divided by average stock. So we're going to try to find the average stock. And then substitute this formula here, opening plus closing stock divided by 2 in for our average stock. So what do I mean by that? So it tells in the question that the opening stock if the rate of stock turnover is equal to 12. So stock turnover is equal to cost of sales divided by average stock. So your cost of sales divided by average stock is equal to 12. So that's given to us in the question. So what we need to do now is we need to go and find out what the cost of sales figure is. So if we go back to the question, we'll find out that the cost of sales figure in the profit and loss account, our cost of goods sold is 720,000. So in here, we're going to put 720,000, divide that by your average stock, and all that is equal to 12. So we're going to cross multiply now by average stock to give ourselves a little bit of a formula. So 720,000 is equal to 12 multiplied by average stock. So now we're able to find out what is our average stock. So we're going to bring the 12 back over the equals. So if it's multiplication on one side, it becomes division on the other. So 720,000 divide that by 12, and that's going to equal to our average stock. So we're going to divide this out and finish it off. So 720,000 divide that by 12 is equal to our average stock. Now we know average stock is equal to opening plus closing stock, and that's divided by 2. Okay, so all what we did is we kind of got what average stock is on its own. Average stock is equal to 60,000, and instead of writing average stock down again, we're going to use this formula up here. Average stock is equal to opening plus closing stock divided by 2. And now we're going to continue on. So we're going to take 60,000. So we're going to cross multiply by 2. So division on one side. Once we bring it over to the equals, it's going to be multiplied by 2. So 60,000 multiplied by 2 is equal to opening plus closing stock. So 60,000 multiplied by 2 is 120,000. Is equal to, now we're going to go back to our question and find out what is our closing stock. So in our question, down here is our current assets, our closing stock is 51,500. So 121,000 is equal to opening plus 51,500. So now we can bring the 51,500 back over the equals, adding on one side. Once we bring it over the equals, it becomes minus. So 121,000 minus 51,500 is equal to your opening stock. So opening stock then is equal to 120,000 divided by or minus 51,500. So 68,500 is equal to your opening stock. So once again, two parts of the question, two formulas. Stock turnover is equal to cost of sales divided by average stock. That's going to be your first part to get average stock on its own. Then we're going to substitute this formula in for average stock. So cost of sales divided by average stock is equal to 12, because that's given us in the question up here. It's telling us that the opening stock, if the rate of stock turnover is 12 based on the average stock. So we go into the question, found out what our cost of sales was. So 720,000 divided by average stock is equal to 12. 720,000 is equal to average stock multiplied by 12. So we cross multiplied by average stock. So if it's division on one side, once we bring it over to equals, it becomes multiplication. So 720,000 divided by 12. So we want to get average stock on its own. So we need to bring the 12 back over the equals, becomes division. So 60,000 is equal to average stock. Remember, average stock is also equal to opening plus closing stock divided by 2. So we just substitute this formula in for this word, because that average stock, this is what it's equal to. So cross multiply by 2, 60,000 multiplied by 2. Remember, division on one side. When you bring it over to equals, it's multiplication. So 60,000 multiplied by 2 is equal to opening plus closing stock. 120,000 is equal to opening plus we went and looked for our closing stock in the question, which is 51,500. So now we can find out what your opening stock is by bringing the 51,500 back over to equals. So it's 120,000 minus 51,500 is equal to opening stock. So 68,500 is equal to your opening stock. And that's question 1 or adjustment 1 for the 2015 CJ PLC.